Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be creating some giant Spectre here in double mana speed mode and trying to get as large as we possibly can to see if I can break my previous record of plus 208. And it's going to be pretty difficult, so let's get in here and see what type of craziness we can get. These matches get insanely crazy, and my previous iPad would lag like crazy, so it made it really hard to actually do this. But now I have a new iPad mini. I have the latest one, and it handles all the skeletons much better than my previous one did. So I thought it was time to give this another try. So really, this whole deck hinges around the necromancer as well as the resurrection. Those two cards are really important to trying to get enough skeletons on the field at the same time to try and get over 200. Without those two cards, you really can't do it very easily. It just gets too difficult. It also helps if my opponent has Dragon, I've noticed. I do think Dragon is a very useful card because for your opponent to have, because it pushes back all three lanes. Could be a useful card to have in my own deck here as well. I hadn't necessarily thought of that. I might try Dragon in the future, the next time the game mode comes around. But you can see how crazy these matches were getting. And this one was so hard because my opponent had a really strong deck. And they had the Archer Queen out there giving the ranged units bonuses. They even had Fan Dancers. I was still somehow managing to hold them off because I kept that one middle lane intact with a big stack of skeletons. And then I was able to spawn Giant Spectre in the other lanes to kind of block them. And sort of buy myself enough time between that and the gust of wind in order to sort of keep this match going. But I really felt like I should have lost this match way earlier on. There I was getting another Black Witch in. That was a pretty nice Black Witch to just take some of the heat off of that bottom lane since I couldn't really cover it so well. And then I was able to set up basically a new stack down there. And all of a sudden I'm doing pretty well. Although the problem really for me in this match was that I didn't seem to have the cards to actually break through what they had. I was able to hold them off, but trying to actually break through was a different issue, although I was looking pretty good at this point. Again, that bottom lane Black Witch really paid off hard and was able to turn the tide for me over there. I think I actually end up Gust of winding the bottom lane. Let's see if I do. I probably do. Because I was trying to go for the largest skeleton and not just get a win. I mean, the largest Spectre and not just get a win. So, actually, no, they came back with a Skull Queen. Very interesting. So they were running Archer Queen and Skull Queen for both of those unit bonuses. And then I think I ran out of resurrections in the other lanes. And yeah, I ran out of reses. Somehow I let the necromancer get destroyed. And at this point, I was not doing too hot, but it was crazy because I almost pushed them back at one point, and then they just managed to turn the tide back. I really did well in that match considering how it looked like I was going to lose almost immediately. Somehow I managed to actually take it to the overtime session, basically. This match was incredibly crazy. So, starts off pretty normal, but my opponent was also going in with Spectre. So as soon as I saw that, I knew it was going to be pretty wild. Usually these are the type of decks I like going up against because it means we can get into these long necromancer battles. And that lets me get a lot of skeletons out there. But I didn't run up against too many people with this type of deck. I ran up against a lot more people with sort of cannon shot meteor type decks. I guess that's kind of the meta now for this game mode. So I was really getting set up very nicely in this match. One of the nicer setups I've gotten, and because they were putting out skeletons too, I could tell this was going to be a pretty good one. So the two black witches didn't really need them here. I decided I was going to just go and fight them straight up since they seem to have... And they had dragon, again. Dragon and skeletons and Spectre. These are the type of decks that tend to let me get a lot of skeletons out there. And I guess they had Gust of Wind too, I think. So, very, very good deck to face off against for this particular challenge. I was already up to plus 94. 103. This match played out just about perfectly until the very end. And it looks like they don't have much out there, but they had the cards to help me delay this. Plus 117. And rather than using the meteors on my castle, they were using them defensively, which really helped me out. Otherwise, I think this deck could have caused me problems. And again, the dragon's bonus helping me out. They do land a black witch, but I had the cards to cover for it and get my stuff back. So can we get this? This is looking really close, guys. Are we going to get the record? My record was plus 208. That bottom lane stack is massive. Absolutely massive. 166. Can we get it? I'm keeping my two big stacks alive. 2 resurrections in the pocket. Down to just 1 resurrection. What will it be? 195. It's going to be close, guys. Really could use some more skeletons. To get the reses down. What is it? Plus 204. We're that close. Come on. Oh, it's starting to lag. Oh, and I lost it, but I think I got plus 208 in there. I think I got plus 208. I can't believe that. It was exactly the same as my record. Wow. I can't believe I got that close, and I got exactly the same number. Or it might have been 204. I thought I saw a 208, but that's ridiculous how close I got to breaking the record, and I didn't quite get there. Unbelievable. That one was such a wild match, but my iPad handled it much better. It only started to lag at the very end, and it was still playable. However, it looked like it kind of cost me the chance to get the resurrection down. Or maybe the lag just made it look like I could resurrect when I actually couldn't. Ooh, this person just went straight at me with a giant dark angel, and I was kind of feeding it, to be fair. But great setup in this match, and there's just so much firepower with these skeletons, and the resurrection catches so many people off guard. I really just have to land the resurrection combos with the Spectre. And I was using Gust of Wind because I wanted to actually try and go for the Spectre rather than the win. And I had a decent try in this match as well. Putting down a 105. My opponents are running double dragon, one of them with giant growth in the middle lane. And I'm going to probably use Black Witch on that. Or maybe not. I do kind of want to keep that Spectre up. And there we go, picking up that match fairly easily. But I still got some nice Spectres on that one as well. So let's try again here. setting up the necromancer. Once I get the necromancer stack set up, that's typically where I tend to have some really good matches, especially if my opponent can counter back with like skeletons or something else. But in this match, as you'll see, that standard bearer proves to be a problem. It proves to be a big problem, especially when they have a little more than an average rushing deck. They're using a necromancer rushing deck, so it really gives them the ability to sort of hang around into the late game, even though you would think in theory the standard bearer is an early game to maybe mid game card, and they have a catapult and they have protection. So really interesting deck, and it was tricky because I couldn't get super close with that one stack because I had to keep using Gust of Wind to get rid of that catapult, because otherwise it was just going to do too much damage to me. So I pretty much had to save my Gusts of Wind for the catapult lane, and it rendered the lane kind of useless. So I started to focus on the other lanes a little bit. I mean, it was sort of good because giving me the chance to set up for a giant Spectre. 97. And 97 in the middle lane. I'm set up pretty well, but they keep getting shots on me with the catapult. So I'm like thinking to myself, how am I going to do this? And again, hitting me with the catapult, and I'm forced to just Black Witch that lane because otherwise I was going to probably lose. So just kind of running out of options here, trying to get to the castle with the middle lane, but then they get their rushing stack going. So tons of skeletons, hit a 140. Pretty awesome stuff. I'm trying to delay them, but still not have them like get to me with that catapult, and that catapult's about to be a problem. So I see what they're doing here. I do have the Gust of Wind. I wasn't paying attention. I could have gotten the Gust of Wind off. It was too bad. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed some giant Spectre. I did hit my previous record, basically. I got very close to it. And unfortunately, just wasn't able to quite pass it. I'm not sure if there's like sort of a hard cap there. I think I could get past it, but it's very, very difficult. This was in 2.5 hours of trying. I wasn't able to get there. So maybe we'll try again next week with the dragon in the deck. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you are new to the channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.